Investigators with the Department of Homeland Security are now investigating an alleged forced labor ring in Collin County. Police in Princeton, east of McKinney, say women there were forced to sleep on the floor of a rented home, and police have evidence that the scheme may be far-reaching, involving upwards of 100 people. The lawyer for one of the four suspects denies his client's involvement in any trafficking. Fox 4's David Santendry has the update for us tonight. David.
Yeah, in a press release, Princeton Police Department said that these victims were forced to work for that suspect and his, quote, programming shell companies. But the attorney for that suspect reached out to us, and he says that he has not seen any evidence that they were forced into any sort of work.
It doesn't sound like human trafficking.
Attorney Jeremy Rosenthal is stating the case of his client, Santosh Katkori, an accused leader of a human labor trafficking operation in the Collin County city of Princeton and other areas of North Texas.
I haven't seen any evidence of it.
Katkori is one of 4 people charged by Princeton Police Department. Investigators say 15 women were found inside his rental home in Princeton in March. Police just released details this week. According to an arrest affidavit, a pest control employee came to treat bed bugs. The technician told police that once inside, he saw 3 to 5 young females sleeping on the floors of each room, and the only furniture was folding tables and 1 air mattress.
He wasn't arrested for bad living conditions. He wasn't arrested for being mean to people. He was arrested for human trafficking. I have not seen any evidence of that.
Rosenthal did not answer how Katkori came to know these women or what they were doing. Princeton police also did not answer those questions from Fox 4.
Human trafficking has elements of coercion, force, manipulation. None of the documents I've seen or read really lists anything like that.
According to the affidavit, the women told police Katkori would assist them in creating their resumes and was teaching them Java scripting. Once they were able to obtain a job, the job would then pay Katkori approximately 20%. This would occur until the debt was repaid. The affidavit, however, did not explain what the debt was for. On Monday, Princeton PD told Fox 4 there was no evidence of violence against the women, but it maintains this is human labor trafficking and says more victims are being identified and more arrests will be coming. More than 100 people involved in this operation?
Yes.
And are most of those 100 people here in DFW?
Yes.
There's also a federal investigation. The Department of Homeland Security tells Fox 4 it seized phones and property that are still being evaluated. Based on what they find, there could be additional federal charges.
As far as what we don't know, I think there's a lot of it that we don't know.
Alex Del Carmen, Associate Dean of Criminology at Tarleton State University, says he would be shocked if serious elements highlighting human trafficking do not come out over the course of the investigation.
There's probably a great deal of information that intentionally has not been released to the public yet because either the entities, the law enforcement entities, are engaging in an ongoing investigation, or they're probably still gathering information.
So we mentioned that Katkori is one of the 4 people charged. Another one of those 4 is his wife. We're still working to get more information. We'll keep you updated as soon as we find out more details. But for now, I'll send it back to you.